This one's not working, what they said, and I can tell it's kind of seized. Sometimes you can just hit them and they'll break loose, and then it works. It's like, what the hell? I don't know if that's what's going on here. I got here and it's in defrost, so it's defrosting now, as you can see. But look at this, we got a big old clump of ice right here. This entire evaporator in here, this side is going to be covered in ice. And we should get rid of that. Notice the different types. We've got shaft here, blade here. One of these was replaced. Which one that was, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to find out. This is a McMillan motor. It's expensive. So I'm gonna pull both blades off. Yeah, all this here is particularly not good for the controls on your wiring, so you're gonna have to wash it out. Also, why do we have all of this going on here? And remember, if we're gonna wash all this out with hot water, which is probably what I'm gonna do, you gotta take into consideration if the drain's actually draining and if we're gonna flood the floor in here. All this is happening for a reason. And so if we replace this motor, we're going to need one that is going to be counterclockwise, opposite shaft end. Because it's going to spin like this, which is clockwise shaft end. But if we go opposite shaft end, it's going to be the other way. And yeah, it looks like my drain's overflowing. The drain line's plugged. Fantastic. So first I'm gonna try my little bullet trick. Gonna shoot a stream of jet of water right into there. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Now here I've got a defrost termination switch maybe? Yeah. And its clamp, defrost termination switches came off of its pipe, which I believe is that one right there. Yeah. I got a fan that's not working, so I'm gonna go with a less expensive one. I gotta pull it out of the bracket. Good, so there's my motor. Held on with those 4 things right there. Yeah, this is OEM, you can definitely tell. So maybe I should just get another one of those. But you gotta be careful because the blade is different. Yeah, the blade mounts completely different. This has a hub, and this has no hub. Now I'm gonna go ahead and rinse the little bit of BS that's on this coil because there is some BS on it. You can see it coming down in this cloudy water. Hot water usually does a good trick for that. Yeah, you can see that cloudy ass water. So here we've got some nastiness built up that was on the coil and also in the drain pan, but mostly on the coil. So getting that out. Alright, and I remounted that stupid defrost termination switch. So that's good. I'll restart this one and go get my part. Put these up here so they don't short out on anything potentially. Like that, sort of. That's how my pan looks. And I turn my switch on. nothing happening. I swear if that stupid switch just failed from turning it on and off, it's gonna be ridiculous. Who fucking knows? Alright, it just kicked on. Maybe that has delay. So, my fan switch, I don't think it's a defrost termination switch. It's just a fan switch that's over there. That thing is gonna delay my fan to come on. Now here's what I call some bullshit. Once it starts going up to speed, you see this? It starts freaking wobbling. And it wasn't doing that before. Let's see if it'll do it without a blade on it. Probably not. Alright, let's put the stupid blade on it and see if it does it again. Alright, blade's on. Hold up. I'm hitting something. It's gonna do it again, watch. Idiotic shit, I swear. And it's all, look. It's all right there. How fucking stupid. Luckily, I got one of these on my truck. That's just luck right there. This is a reversible, universal evaporator motor. It's a fantastic thing to have. If you work on walk-ins and you don't have one of these, you need to get one because it's important to have one. All right, and so what we know is that this is a 208-230 motor. So we've got our wiring for 208-230. It's gonna go just like that. So according to this, we've got orange and white that go out to get power. Black and red get wire nutted together, and yellow goes nowhere. It gets a wire nut by itself. Then here on the bottom, we got yellow to yellow is counterclockwise shaft in, or yellow to orange is clockwise shaft in. The other way is counterclockwise shaft in. So what we want was counterclockwise opposite shaft in, so we go with the way I have it wired now. Orange, white, ready to get power. Red and black, yellow, insulated, clockwise shaft end. Now with this, I'm going to take off these nuts that are on it, and we're going to use them. So originally, this is what came with the unit. You see how the tip at the end of the fucking thing aligns with the front of the fan shroud? This is what they put on there, this generic piece of trash. And you see that? Look at that shit. The one I had on my truck to replace it pushes the fan all the way out there, and I can't have that. At least I got it back on now. I'm gonna go get a couple more motors. Now I'm gonna leave it like this while I run to get parts. I gotta tell the manager about it because they need to keep their hands away. Alright, so I ended up going to uniting two new motors that were short like this. You know, these ones, you gotta make sure the amps are right, you gotta make sure the rotation's right. These ones are actually variable speed or two speed, so you gotta pay attention to the that thing. So for 1550 RPM, black, red, blue, they all go by themselves. They all just, you know, don't go nowhere. And that's what that wire with blue tape on it is. Got the 3 wires, and they're all cut like short. They're a 1/4 inch shorter than each other, and I wrap them with tape. And that's it. Got new blades too. That's that. All right, let's see how they start up and work. Okay. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for this here video. This is done, and it's done right. Okay, see.